So, another episode of House of the Dragon, and things are getting weird. To be honest, from the perspective of a fellow writer, I'm starting to have questions about where House of the Dragon is going, and also the kind of picture they're looking to paint here. Um, because we've obviously got this panic button moment in the story with the Battle of Rook's Rest, at which the realm is afflicted with the death of Rhaenys Targaryen and the wounding of Aegon the Fairly Unimportant. There's this rather interesting scene after the fact where Criston Cole rides into King's Landing with the head of Rhaenys' dragon Meleys, is people declaring that they've slain the traitor dragon, and that they've had a great victory here. It's meant to come across as like a tone deaf, very very bad play on their part, because the people, they see the dead dragon, this thing that they'd considered a god, and they realize that it can actually be killed, that the Targaryens aren't so powerful. Forgetting that they've always known that, like Maegor the Cruel has existed in this world, and I'm pretty sure at least, and he never shied away from murdering his kin on Dragonback. And even worse, don't the people remember, like, a few months ago when that same traitor dragon, Meleys, exploded from the dragon pit, killing what looked to be at least 100 innocent people, all because Rhaenys wanted to look cool and basically declare war on the Greens while she was at it. Because, I mean, logically speaking, it would make sense if the Greens themselves forgot about that incident, because, you know, they were just the lives of peasants. But it would make even more sense if the people remembered. Because let me tell you, if some terrorist set off a bomb in the middle of a city, killing countless people who have wives and children and brothers and sisters and husbands and whatever else, they have families, you know, and then a few months later the military shows up saying that they've found and put a stop to the one responsible for this act of terror, I would imagine the people would be pretty darn happy with that news. And let's face it, it's swift justice too. That's not really how it played out in the show, and the rest of the episode we get some very very quiet, careful political maneuvering, which I think could really use Otto Hightower, and for that matter, Corlys Velaryon, because the rest of the characters are, I'm afraid to say it, people are acting really, really stupid in this episode. Like they're very dumb. Rhaenyra, bless her, is a terrible, terrible queen. She is the rightful heir, don't get me wrong, but she is terrible at her job. She's just, in the span of a few minutes, she's grousing about how her council won't listen to her and won't pay her any mind, while they're going on and talking about how Rook's Rest needs to be answered, and how they need to figure out what Daemon's up to, etc. Only for her to explode minutes later, asking, what would you have me do? Which is a bit of an indecisive monarch, if you ask me. And I get it. All these bigots are frustrating. But they're not the ones in charge. You are, Rhaenyra. You are. And you need to realize that. She reads up on Visenya Targaryen like she aspires to be her. But Visenya didn't take no for an answer, at least not in the books. She was more like Daemon or Aemond, a murderous warrior queen. And if you're looking for a more nuanced, competent female ruler, look no further than Olenna Tyrell, the Queen of freaking Thorns. you don't think Lady Olenna would be putting up with such disrespect, do you? I mean, even Tywin Lannister tread carefully around that woman. And we see a similar issue with Alicent. She's obviously terrified that Aemond tried to kill his jackass of a brother, and now Aemond is elected Prince Regent by the council. Neither Larys the Whisperer nor Criston the shell-shocked Kingmaker defend her, right? She wants to be Queen Regent again, and they do not support her even slightly. Criston's defense in this is, what does he say? He says, we've given the war to the dragons, so we must be led by a dragon rider, or something to that effect. Which is not horrible logic, but still kind of odd. I think Alicent, if she really wanted to be Queen Regent, as she'd been for Viserys, she needed people loyal to her, for starters, truly loyal. As we've learned through the Lannisters and the Boltons, fear and blackmail and bribery will only get you so far, and she needed to enter that council chamber and just start ordering those bastards around, like the Queen of Thorns would. She made the mistake of putting it all to a vote, of saying we need to appoint a regent, which was such a bad idea. And unfortunately, I think as we've seen in recent episodes, I almost think we dodged a bullet. The Greens, that is, dodged a bullet. They're lucky that she didn't get elected, because she's not that bright. Not like her character in the books, anyway. And Aemond, he's actually doing a decent job as regent. Although he's handling things in a dangerous manner. He's walking a tightrope in many ways. He's behaving more like a military dictator as opposed to a benevolent prince, which is really the image he needs to enforce in the long run, now more than ever. The only horrible decision, though, I think, is that he decided to close the gates of King's Landing, which, right, the people are an asset who you don't want to offend right now. Even Aegon knew that, and I think the detriments to public opinion in locking everyone inside the city far outweigh the rather slim benefits of heightened control, if you ask me. Daemon, by the way, is still having his nightmare funhouse of horrors, having creepy sex dreams about his own mother, and in the waking world sending the Blackwoods to terrorize the Brackens, which is such a bad idea that I'm really disappointed in Daemon as an evil warlord. Daemon should know better. You would want to send someone discreet to kidnap the Bracken's heir, perhaps, and possibly a few of their younger children. Keep them as your wards, right? That'll get them to bend the knee rather quickly. This is me speaking from a purely Machiavellian realpolitik standpoint. I don't actually endorse that behavior, but still, Daemon certainly does. And you just don't go after the small folk, ever. That always comes back to bite you on the ass. I mean, Alice Rivers knows what's up. I freaking love that weird witch character. Very fascinating, and she definitely knows more than she's letting on, and is probably poisoning Daemon. But we'll see about that. You know who really surprised me this episode? Jace. Jace, while my boys, Daemon and Aemond, my favorite characters, they've sort of failed me as tacticians this episode. And Rhaenyra and Alicent have failed me as intelligent human beings. Jace is being suave and smooth-talking and being a genius, really. He knows exactly what to do to make up for Rook's Rest. He knows that they need dragon riders for Vermithor and Silverwing, I think their names are. So he suggests that they seek out Targaryen bastards and people with Targaryen blood in them. And boom, that's a very smart maneuver in practice, or at the very least in theory it is. I'm not sure how it's going to work out. I don't think it works out very well in the long run. But at where they're at right now, that's exactly what the Blacks need. And he negotiates with the Freys of the Crossing, who are, I'm sure you'll all agree, notoriously difficult to deal with. And he handles it really well, I think. He's surprisingly intelligent, and I think he's now the one I'm rooting for. I'm no longer Team Black, because they are they're not handling things well, and I am not, nor have I ever really been, Team Green, and I'm not even Team Small Folk, because apparently they don't know what they want anymore. I'm Team Jace. I think that kid is going places. I might actually need to reread that part of Fire and Blood, huh? Oh boy. Yeah. If you liked the video, like and subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. Until next time, remember, Team Jace. I think he should be the king, definitely. He's really channeling that sort of young Stark energy, But yeah, I said it. So, yeah. Bye.